I am really excited that we'll get to talk to this year's lead artist of the Temple of the Deep, led by artist Miguel Arraiz from Valencia, Spain. He is also the regional contact for the Burning Man community in Valencia, Spain. Miguel has been a practicing architect for many years. Where he lives in Valencia, there is this hundreds of year old tradition called Las Fallas, where they build, neighborhoods come together and they build ephemeral art in community, and then they burn it, which will sound familiar to many of us in the Burning Man community. And so Miguel has been very involved in building these ephemeral artworks for many years, 15 years plus, and was introduced to Burning Man in 2015, and then came in 2016 with an honoraria project, Renaissance. And this project was in Black Rock City and also brought back to Valencia. So we are thrilled that Miguel is the temple artist for this year. So welcome, Miguel. I'm happy to have you here today.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's take a look at the video that you and your team made, and then
Perfect.
we can chat after that.
Okay.
The main idea behind this project is to go back to the nature. We were in Black Rock Desert. We thought that the best idea was to take one black rock and to raise it with the power of community, and to build this, more than a temple, to build a shelter for emotions, a place where you can safely share your emotions or your grief with other people. This rock is also like a big heart that has been like broken and shattered in 1,000 pieces. And then after the grief, comes back together, and it's stronger during the project. All these cracks, see through them. So it's like the heart is still broken, and it will be one moment of completion with this wall. It will be when we bar the temple, bar it from the inside, so these cracks will be golden with the light, and that will be the moment at the end of the process we are like healed. But 5 minutes after, it will be ashes again. So it's like saying that the process is always continuous. You have your ups and downs. We will have this moment of completion when we are burning that, but next day we'll have to start over again the process of learning and going through the grief and what process of life. If you take it, the geometry of the rock, it's like a flower, and first thing that we will do on Playa, it will be to build this flower on the ground. At the beginning, life is like a flower, but then life, it's hard, things happen to you, and then this flower will become the rock. So it's like you start pure and fresh, but at the end, life makes things harder, so you probably become like a rock. There's a moment in your life that you will have to break that rock and go through the grief and through the learning of life.
Wow, so beautiful. Yeah, really nicely done. So this year's Temple of the Deep, it's a dramatically different design than what we've had in Black Rock City since 2000 was the first temple.
No, I think that at the end, Burning Man is a place we have to explore different paths. We have to try new paths, and maybe we find that that's not the way to do things. But I think that Burning Man is the place to experiment those things. We want to make something that makes them feel like protected, like a shelter.
Yeah.
So sometimes I say that we are not building a temple, it's more like a shelter to be inside and to feel safe, to speak with the other.
It's also interesting to think, a lot of previous temples or religious architecture in general has this upward, skyward, this kind of feeling of like some divine being is in the heavens and we're like directing our energy upwards. And so like you were talking about it feeling more protected and like a shelter.
At the end, I think that we need the answer from other humans and other people. So it's like sometimes we try to find the answer some place in the universe, when maybe the answer is between us. The temple is just trying to show you some path.
Right. It's providing a space for that healing to happen. Yeah, like you said, it's really different from building a regular honoraria project. Not like the art at Burning Man is regular in any way, but this is so different and special.
I feel that I'm not the same person as 5 months ago.
Well, what do you need help with? What can people do to help you?
At the end, is sometimes I say that this is such a big project that we need all kind of help.
It's not like other honoraria projects have crew that are recruited for their skill levels, and this is a crew that are participating for very personal reasons. And so you're working with people of all different skill levels, of that are in it for all kinds of ways. How do you try to hold that and manage all that?
Well, you have to. because at the end you will have people with lower skills or bigger skills as volunteers, but we want to embrace them all because there is people that wants to commit to the temple for the whole year, and we have to provide a space for them. So we have from the very best skilled carpenters, so they are teaching the new people how to use equipment. So at the end also during the project there are parts that I didn't design them completely, because I want to design the final pieces with the volunteers.
Yeah. I remember when you first proposed it, you also didn't have an idea how you were going to make it look black, like a black rock, and that you wanted to work with volunteers to let that unfold. How is that process coming? Do you have
It's been really funny because we have like 6-7 volunteers trying different blacks and different combinations of materials, and at the end we have like 50 different blacks. So at the end we just choose the best material, water-based, non-toxic, and it looks great.
Something else I've been curious about is, coming from Spain and doing a project in another country, different language, different system of measurement, so many challenges that must be presenting for you to come and lead something in another country.
No, it's really challenging, and also with the meetings with the engineers between Spain and the States. At the end, gravity is the same one in Europe that in the States.
Right. And you have colleagues from Spain that are part of the project also, right?
Yeah. I have. Well, not for the build because it's difficult, but for the event, I will bring like 30 or 40 people that have never been to Playa. It's also an experience to put them together, because now I have like the volunteers here and also a lot of people volunteering in Spain.
Well, I'm so glad that you were able to be here in person today, and thank you really deeply for all that you're doing to make this temple come together. It's such a meaningful part of Black Rock City for so many of the participants there, so I'm really grateful for you and all you're doing.
Okay, thank you very much, and we will try to provide the best temple for the community. And one thing will be for sure, that we are putting all our heart, and the volunteers are doing that. So at the end, I think that's the important part.